This is Seawolves. Storm? Or not.
Good morning. My name is Andy Agudayev, and welcome to the 11th week of the semester. This broadcast is a joint production of students at the School of Marine and Atmospheric Sciences and their fellow undergraduates from the School of Communication and Journalism. Sunday brought buckets and buckets of rain, washing out the Mets after only one out in the top of the first inning. They're going to need more than buckets 2,700 miles to the northeast of us. There is something going on in Iceland that hasn't happened in 6,000 years. We wanted to send our ace field reporter James Bowen to Iceland to cover the eruption, but the budget wouldn't allow for that and wouldn't even cover the cost of marshmallows for roasting over the volcano. But he still got the story.
Oh man, Andy, I was really hoping for those marshmallows. But on a serious note, the volcanoes in Iceland are no joke. Now, towards the south, there are volcanoes that are erupting 2,700 miles away from campus. Now, the tourists are not discouraged from the scalding hot temperatures of these volcanoes, which, as you can see from the gorgeous colors, man, I don't really blame them for being too close, but you wouldn't want to fall in. They're over 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and these volcanoes, they're pumping lava, ash, and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, which are causing harmful effects to our planet. Now, geologists are studying to see whether or not this will have harmful effects in the future. It is the fourth fissure this month, and so we'll have to wait and see what the future is. But on that, stay tuned to our forecast. That's all from here. Back to you at the weather desk, Andy.
Thanks, James. Iceland is not the only place experiencing volcanic activity. In the Windward Islands, 2,064 miles away from Stony Brook, the island of St. Vincent, a former British colony, is experiencing a series of highly explosive volcanic eruptions from the La Soufrière volcano that began Friday morning. As you can see in these images from NOAA, the eruptions were so powerful that when the ash plume reached high into the atmosphere, it was so hot that it generated thunderstorms that brought torrential rain mixed with the ash. The strongest of these eruptions occurred this morning. This morning's eruption caused a powerful geological event known as a pyroclastic flow, which cascaded down the volcano, destroying everything in its path. A pyroclastic flow is a superheated avalanche of hot ash, rock, and gas heated to over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Experts say that this can continue for the next few weeks. So far, 16,000 people evacuated from the island. We will continue to watch this. With that, we go back to the green screen and James Bowen. James?
Thanks, Andy. Now, thankfully, we don't have a volcano to worry about, or the raining rocks, but we do have to worry about actual rain. Now, you see, today it's going to be overcast and partly cloudy, and the relative humidity will be 98%, which means that your hair might frizzle up a little bit, which thankfully it's not a problem I have to deal with. But in terms of the rest of the day, temperatures will be in the high 40s to low 50s, so make sure to dress appropriately, and there is a slight chance of rain, so make sure to carry an umbrella with you. However, it's not all bad news, because the colors of spring are finally popping up, with these tulips and daffodils finally showing us the signs that winter is long gone. You know what they say, April showers bring May flowers. So it's just in time for May graduation. That's all I have for today's forecast. Stay tuned for the rest of the week. Back to you at the weather desk, Andy.
Thanks, James. We've talked about volcanoes, lava, and islands across the seas. Closer to home, we have a big problem with water here in Long Island, with the fact that half the houses in Long Island aren't connected to sewers. For that story, we sent our special water investigative team, Amanda Crisanti and Jocelyn Cruz.
We're here at Forge River in Mastic Beach, which has been known to have polluted waters, more recently due to the nearby human development.
Suffolk County's largest sewage expansion, which began in 2015, may be in jeopardy if additional grant funding cannot be found, officials say. Bids returned last month put costs at $497 million, $109 million more than officials have put together from state and federal sources. These bids placed help cover the cost of 6,500 properties near Carls River in Babylon and Forge River in Mastic, along with other locations in Patchogue River and Connequot River. These areas are all part of the Suffolk Coastal Resiliency Initiative project. The main purpose of this project is to mitigate the short-term and repeated causes of on-site sewer system failures that result from heavy rainfall and tidal flooding and that cause on-site nitrogen pollution in our bays and rivers. About 3/4 of homes in Suffolk County have no sewers and use cesspools that treat wastewater to a minimal extent. County officials are looking into this matter for additional funding to ensure that rivers remain free of pollution and that neighborhoods and communities are kept safe.
I'm Amanda Crisanti. Back to you guys at the studio.
If we can't afford to build sewers as part of our infrastructure renewal, then maybe we need to worry about every time it rains. To find out what's in store for us, rain or shine, let's go to our man at the weatherboard, James Bowen, for our 7-day forecast. James?
Thanks, Andy. Shine? I wish, but it's pretty much going to rain the entire week. From Wednesday through Saturday, it's going to be raining, and the temperatures will range between the mid to high 50s and low 60s, which means that you're going to have to dress appropriately, carry an umbrella with you, and maybe have that raincoat in your car, But towards the end of the week, it looks like it's finally going to clear up. And, to be optimistic about it, we might have sunny days pushing the clouds away. So let's just think optimistically as the spring finally starts to unfold. That's all I have for our 7-day weekly forecast. Back to you at the weather desk, Andy.
Thanks, James. Rain, huh? Maybe the Mets game will sneak in a game tonight if the rain isn't too heavy. That's all for today. I'm Andy Agudayev. Stay tuned next week for our Seawolves Storm or Not.